I would like to be able to verbalize my initial thoughts, but you know, after the suit, I will admit that a little bit of the things alleged from Cassie at the time, uh, I took notice of and I believed her, but it kind of like some of the allegations went in one ear and not the other a little bit. So when it popped up, I wasn't shocked, but I was like, oh shit, yeah, that did happen. You know, when you don't have really like a visual representation of the allegations, it don't hit the same. I mean, for some people it does, but for me, I'm a really visual person. So while I think it's all horrible, you know, not seeing it, I guess made me forget about it easier or quicker. So seeing the video was just like, damn, he's really fucked. Like he's actually like irredeemable. Like you can't get anywhere out of this.
Niggas online was asking dumb questions like why didn't she leave? If she left, she could have died or her family could have gotten knocked off. TV victims are at the most danger when they try to leave.
Well, see, the interesting thing about this time around, I think this is the most, and maybe it's just the corners of the internet that I'd explored once I found out about this news, but this is the most general consensus. Nah, that nigga did it. There's no excuse for that I've seen, at least internet wise, when it comes to like a megastar male entertainer in some facet. From what I've seen, it's been pretty unanimous. Yeah, that nigga guilty. He needs the chair. Diddy did it. We're all kind of in public consensus that like, yeah, this nigga's a piece of shit, piece of garbage individual. There are niggas that say dumb shit, but none of that has risen to the surface in recent days as I've seen the rest of this unfold, which I am happy about. But I don't know if that speaks to the level of villainy that Diddy engages in, or the level of stories or the amount of stories that people have heard over the years that make them believe this shit. Because now I believe everything. You know what I'm saying? After seeing the footage made public, I'm like, oh yeah, like Buddy's cooked. But now every other story that I've ever heard in my entire life about Diddy, and I've been hearing about these stories since I was a child, like literally since I was a kid, about him getting people knocked off allegedly, and him, you know, getting this nigga knocked off, this nigga got shot up, or this nigga disappeared, or this woman went away, or this situation went away. I just been hearing about this my whole life basically. So especially it brought up people, you know, speculating about his recently, well, not, I don't know how recently, the mother of his children, you know, her untimely death and everything like that. People are starting to speculate about that as well. Was so brazen to assault his girlfriend in a place that he knew that there were public cameras. I haven't seen his apology yet. That's what I'm about to look at in a second, which is crazy because I've really tried to rationalize how you make a video apologizing for something like this. How do you say sorry for that? I don't even think that you can do that, but you did it. I don't understand that. But okay, I'm about to pull it up, and I felt shaky on Diddy the whole time, but he denied it outright immediately. He said niggas is looking for a payday, and the allegations against me are untrue. That's what he said. So to see an apology after that, it's like, nigga, suck my dick. You just came out and said you didn't do it. Now it turns out you did do it, and now you saying sorry. Bro, I don't know. Like, the level of manipulation that has to be within you as a person to think that anybody wants to hear an apology from you after seeing you viciously and savagely beat your girlfriend and drag her from an elevator after damn near drop kicking her twice back into the hotel room when she's trying to leave. The gall of the audacity to think that anybody actually wants to hear an apology from you, like you could still save face, like you could still make this right or fix it. I don't know what level of, I don't know what that is to make a nigga think, because like at least shut the fuck up at this point, you know? At least be quiet. At least let niggas drag your name through the mud and say what it should justifiably be said about you without trying to interfere with the discourse. There's no way. Maybe the apology is good though, right? I don't know. I can't imagine he says anything worthwhile in this whole minute video. I can't.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that.
It's so what? I'm sorry. Let me go back.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life.
That wasn't, bro. That
Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
you literally said you didn't do it. You know, they say that the number one sign of people like that are going through like their addiction and things like that, they say the number one sign of them not truly committing themselves to recovery is them lying. The fact that you said you were in a dark place then, that video is from 2016. You immediately came out to deny that any of that had ever happened. The video comes out and now all of a sudden you was in a dark place. And they've been known, you know, everything that comes out of your mouth is bullshit. This is the classic case of, you know, a nigga that's 20, 30 years the senior of a young girl, trying to make sure he has a physical, emotional, mental, and financial advantage on a young woman that he's courting at the time, and then ends up kind of getting them in a situation where they can't really fend for themselves. I think Cassie's what, like almost 40 now? She would have had to have been at the time of them starting a relationship or whatever. I heard that they got together or they started, you know what I'm saying, seeing each other back and forth like in 04, 05. That's kind of definitely piece of shit ass behavior.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help.
Yeah, see, I knew that. Yeah. This nigga's lying, bro. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. With the ability, the audacity to beat the shit out of your girlfriend in a public, I don't know, maybe he rented out the hotel or he rented out the floor and felt, you know, entitled to publicly out of his girlfriend in the little area that they were in where there's cameras. But I can't imagine somebody that has the audacity to do something like that without privacy would be the same person that would commit himself to getting help when no one around him has the power to enforce him to do so. And Cassie didn't go to the police at the time. She didn't go to anybody to say, yo, he's beating me. Make sure he takes these anger management classes or does this or does that. Like, nobody's there to commit you to that or make sure you stick to it outside of you. The same person that's making the decision to force himself on the same people. So, in my thoughts, there's no fucking way. And I'm going to show you another video that's a prime example of what niggas do when they're told no. Niggas who try to enforce their authority over you when you don't agree with their roll the red carpet out mentality for me. Y'all remember that video of this nigga acting like a clown? And he accosted, like he started harassing one of the niggas off of Power or whatever, and the nigga wasn't having it. He didn't like that. He said back the fuck up, basically. And this nigga's entitlement, the nigga attitude, as the nigga basically saying, give me my space, back the fuck up from me, was telling enough to let me know, oh no, this nigga's this nigga's actually a weirdo. He actually saying, you know what, fuck your boundaries, fuck you not feeling what I'm doing right now. I'm me. Everybody got to be cool with what I'm doing. Everybody got to be cool with what I'm doing. So there's no way in my mind ever am I thinking that the same billionaire that beat shit out of your girlfriend publicly in a space where you know there's cameras recording is the same nigga that said, you know what, I'm fucked up. I need to go to rehab to fix myself. I don't believe it. There's no one with enough power to make you stick to that decision, even if you did start it. I don't believe it for a single second. And the fact that you lied about it immediately after she came out with the story. Immediately you said she was looking for a payday. Immediately. Now you saying sorry. No way. No way.
I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry.
Nigga said, I gotta ask God for his mercy and grace. So protect my girlfriend from me, God. You know how crazy that sound?
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, nah, nigga. Like, if you go back and you read every inch of the actual, like, suit itself, everything in that bitch is true now. I need you to know. Like, everything. Including the R-wording situation that she mentioned in the suit as well. He's apologizing for the one instance of the video that can be proven. But everything else in that shit is true. And the fact that he's not admitting to any of the other things that are within that also goes to show you that the nigga's not actually sorry. I'm admitting to and talking about the instance that was made public that y'all can see, but the other shit in there that niggas haven't read in the suit or whatever the case is, nah, he wouldn't apologize for that. A nigga that's truly sorry would just come out and be like, yeah, I treated that woman horribly. If anything, I don't even know. I don't know how you would address it if you were truly sorry. I know it wouldn't look like this. I'll say that. A minute Instagram video. This was the first post. For the last couple of weeks, I've sat and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things that are being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for my truth. If you were really recovering from those things and you were fixing yourself and you had attended those meetings, people that are from those things are honest. They say what they did and they own up to what they did. And they say that was who I used to be. But the classes and the work that I did changed me. That's what they say. You didn't go to therapy. You didn't go to therapy. You didn't have no rehab. It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth out of a situation that you were powerless in. I offer my hand to those are still living in fear, that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone. Well, that's exactly what abusers do, is try to get them away from people that can help them or isolate them. That's their prime number one. I got this person all to myself. Now I could go crazy, basically. That's their number one thing, is to get them away from people, get them away from a support system, and get them reliant on them financially, mentally, physically, whatever the case might be. That's like their number one goal. Like that's they're like a virus, or like a, I don't know what you call it, like a leech in some way. Weird. The behavior that they want you to enact in that moment is very leech-like, but they want you to be dependent on them, which is crazy. So, this is insane. The healing journey is never ending, but this support means everything to me. Thank you. Love always, Cassie. Yeah, that's crazy.
Your dog, that's somebody's daughter.
And you have daughters.
And you have daughters.
I don't need that to be a prerequisite, bro. I could apply the same logic to a man, to anybody. It don't matter. I don't need to. You don't have to be nobody daughter or nobody brother or nobody sister or nobody wife or nobody girlfriend. I'm not used to the what do you call those, I forgot what they call it, like the legion of niggas that like feel that they can put their hands on people, and it's not a self-defense situation. Like, I don't need you to be related to or specified in a way that makes me like recontextualize your humanity to make me feel worse about what I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing. Like, keep your hands to yourself. If that isn't enough to trigger enough of a response out of somebody to just be like, nah, I can't do that, I don't need any further description. Cassie could have been anybody. I don't know what the fuck. Like, I just don't get the description. The description thing or the distinction thing doesn't mean anything to me. I don't get what that's supposed to do.
That's somebody's sister. That's somebody. People love this person. This is a tiny little.
Evidently, that's like the prime target. So saying that, it means even less to niggas for whatever reason.
Beautiful girl.
See, at this point, I think like this is speculator shit. You know what I'm saying? Like chat nigga shit, me nigga shit. People that are just like so far removed, or at least have some removal from the industry, to speculate and discuss shit like this. For the people that have like had the opportunity to be in close proximity, or at least know people that are within close proximity, like, these conversations don't mean shit. I'm not saying that he's saying this with the impression or the understanding or the thought process like that Diddy is watching or anything like that. I know he don't, I know he's not thinking about it like that. But a conversation like this won't mean shit to nobody. I don't believe in reformation when it comes to abuse. I really don't. I know that people can come into new information as they grow older, as they live longer. So I'm not saying that, you know, someone can't reform, but I don't physically, like maybe as like a non-professional therapist or a like anger management person, I don't have it within me, nor do I expect any other average or regular person to like speculate on the hows and why stuff like this happens, or to try to reason with somebody who's already done it so that they can try to like moral them into understanding like why it's bad. Because that's what I feel like it devolves into. Like, maybe if I chastise them enough publicly, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll get the point. And I feel like this is the extent of the conversations that people are that are within close proximity to people like Diddy end up having. If they ever actually have a problem with them, like, let me just say that this is bad, and then eventually you'll get it. I don't doubt that there's somebody that might have actually seen Cassie get or actually seen marks on her, and then at some point decided, you know, I'm gonna come to Diddy and I'm gonna talk to him about this. Maybe you're going too far with your girl or something like that. Maybe I could talk him out of beating the shit out of this young girl that you got underneath your wing or whatever the case is. But that never worked. None of that works. None of those conversations. None of that. I'm a guilt trip you. None of that. I'm a thought police you. None of that. Maybe I can get you to see the error in your ways. Like, none of that works. I'm telling you, and I'm not telling nobody else to handle it like this, but with situations where people have control issues or they're imposing their power in any way, physical, mental, financial, to have a one-up on somebody or the edge to get them to be compliant or to get them to be in subservitude to them outside of real life, maybe, you know, and maybe in a video game, they need to be wiped off the fucking face of the earth. I don't believe in reformation for those types of people. I don't. I'm trying to, in my mind, there's always a thought or a part of me now that tries to like, maybe there's not. And I know exactly how situations like this would get handled if situations weren't made so appropriate, or I guess like so specific for shit like this to happen. Maybe I'm flawed though. Maybe I'm flawed and there's some reformation out there, and I'm just thinking about it as like a non-professional that doesn't see the value in trying to reform somebody who's been doing shit like that. But I take it at such a high level, the offense of that, I take it at such a high level that I can't even imagine somebody putting their hands on somebody and thinking that that's okay in any remote possibility or fashion. I can't even imagine it. I can't. The shit seems foreign. And the fact that I know it's not the only one is even crazier. You know the crazy part is, y'all? I know, like deep down in my moral consistency area in my brain, I know I'm wrong for thinking the way I think. I know it. But if you put yourself in that room, the thing is, nobody's going to feel bad for you. I want at least the niggas that are at least enacting in behavior like that to think about, even if the nigga that kills you for doing what you're doing is wrong for killing you, you realize nobody going to feel bad about you or feel fucked up at all because of why the nigga decided to take you out and wipe you off the face of this earth. You're not leaving anything positive behind for a legacy like that. So if I was wrong, it don't mean shit. If a nigga wanted to argue against that logic, if the story is true, it don't fucking matter. That's the position you putting yourself in. That's how addicted you are to this power dynamic that you have. That's what's crazy to me.